spoken about the $100,000 prize pool, but that is not what is on everyone's minds right now. We've got a massive, massive support base for Orangutan. Can I hear you guys? Hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste time. Let's get the first team. They are fan favorites. They are phenomenal. They are Orangutan! ना टैलेंट की कमी, ना सैस की कमी, जो सामने आया उसको रौंदा है ओरंगुटान ने. अगर इस पूरी टीम की तरफ देखें, there is literally no weakness that his team has showed. इनके सामने मैच जीतना तो दूर की बात है, एक मैप निकालना मुश्किल हो जाता है. And right through split 1 playoffs and split 2 playoffs, they have been playing like champions. But remember, they have a target on their backs and they know that everybody is looking at their downfall. Can Orangutan take this game and move directly into the grand finale? Here comes Tesseract, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is Orangutan. साथ में इनके कोच भी आ रहे हैं. Well, they haven't played in the last 4 days. Is there some sort of rust? We'll find out. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Orangutan. लेकिन इनके सामने इस upper bracket final में कौन आ रहा है? They have a target on their backs as well because they have managed to defeat oppositions convincingly. The second team on stage, this is Aster Army. पूरी दुनिया का फोकस था ओरंगुटान के मैचअप्स पे, लेकिन एस्टर आर्मी भी आई थी स्प्लिट 2 प्लेऑफ्स में, not having to play in the first round because they were that damn good. लेकिन पिछले मैच में God's Reign के साथ there were some nervy moments, लेकिन मर्जिल इनके जो IGL हैं उन्होंने दी कमाल की MVP परफॉर्मेंस एंड उसी के साथ इन्होंने 2 मैप लगातार God's Reign को हरा के अपनी जगह बनाई है इस मैचअप में. बट ये जानते हैं कि ये वाला मैचअप शायद इनका अब तक का सबसे मुश्किल मैचअप होगा because up against them is the best team in the tournament. And here comes their coach who's also been helping us out in the studios. This is Vandalak's team, Aster Army. Alright, listen, there's a lot of excitement. They can up, let's call the IGLs once again on stage. Antidote, Aye, Marzil, Aye. You guys have had a long break. 3 तारीख को लास्ट खेले थे भाई. 4 दिन इंतजार करना पड़ा इस मैचअप के लिए. क्या किया इन 4 दिनों में? Have you been itching to get back here?
Definitely, like इतना बड़ा ब्रेक किसी को ही अच्छा नहीं लगता है. बट 4 दिन हम लोग ने ओपोनेंट्स को स्टडी किया और रिलैक्स किए और हम लोग का जो फोकस है उसको और ज़्यादा हम लोग ने उस पर मेहनत डाला कि लाइक गोल्स हम लोग का सब सेम है, तो उसके लिए कैसे मेहनत करते और कैसे ओपोनेंट जैसे खेल रहे हैं उनको स्टडी करते, तो हम लोग ने ये ब्रेक को वैसे यूटिलाइज किया.
आज कितने केक काटे?
आज तो कुछ नहीं, बट कल रात को आए थे मेरे टीममेट्स, वेलोसिटी के लोग, मेरे दोस्त लोग सब आए थे, तो उन लोग ने काफ़ी अच्छा सरप्राइज दिया.
It's his happy birthday, so can we hear a huge happy birthday from the fans? Happy birthday! Well, you know what? कहते हैं कि जब किसी का बहुत ही खास दिन होता है उस दिन उनकी पार्टी खराब नहीं करनी चाहिए. You guys know that they are the strongest team in the phrase. सब लोग जो हैं communities पे बोल रहे हैं कि Orangutan जीतेगा. How does that make you feel knowing that you're up against the best?
I mean, honestly speaking, I just actually hope that the best team from Ascension actually makes it through to the next stage and then plays in Bangkok. So I hope that we are the best team, so we will try our best to beat them. But if they are the best team, then kudos to them, and I hope they do better. And because in the end, if the best team doesn't go through and we don't perform on the big stage, this game will soon end up with the same fate as Counter-Strike, and nobody wants that.
Marcel, one question. It's a follow-up. Orangutan split one playoffs. तुम लोग एक map निकाल पाए थे. You weren't in that team at that point of time. Map नहीं निकाल पा रही है यहाँ पे टीम में. Match कैसे निकालोगे यार?
कोशिश करेंगे यार. मेरे एडिशन से hopefully something changes.
Listen, everybody is hoping. दुआएं मांग रहे हैं. और तुम लोगों ने तो अपने सोशल पे भी डाला था ना कि जो दुआएं मांग रहे हैं कि हम हार जाएं, अपनी दुआ जो उसको स्ट्रॉन्ग करो. हाउ डू यू फील कि इस टीम में एवरीबडी इज परफॉर्मिंग, लेकिन वो कहते हैं ना लॉ ऑफ एवरेजेस डज कैच अप.
आई मीन टचवुड एवरीबडी इज परफॉर्मिंग एंड सब लोग अपना 100% दे रहे हैं, बट यू नो हम लोग कोई चीज़ को ग्रांटेड नहीं लेते हैं. हम लोग स्टेप बाय स्टेप जाते हैं. डेफिनेटली सब लोग यही दुआ कर रहे हैं और अकॉर्डिंग टू द परफॉर्मेंस एंड बाय द बुक्स हम लोग फेवरेट्स है. बट बीइंग अ फेवरेट वो एक एडिशनल प्रेशर ज़रूर है. तो इसके लिए मेरे टीममेट्स को एक ही चीज़ है कि यू नो स्टेप बाय स्टेप कोशिश करेंगे कि आज का मैच जीतेंगे, फिर नेक्स्ट जो आएगा उसके लिए सोचेंगे.
नाउ एमवीपीज की बात करें, इनकी टीम में एक से बढ़कर एक एमवीपी है. इज देयर एनी वीकनेस दैट यू फील यू कैन एक्सप्लॉइट?
वो तो बताएंगे नहीं ना, अगर है तो करेक्ट कर देंगे तो. But yeah, we've studied them like how they've studied us, and hopefully we are able to exploit their weaknesses and they will try to exploit ours. So let's see who can exploit the other better.
Now you guys are the best three teams considering Reckoning also won their game. उनसे कल हमने पूछा था कि आप अगले राउंड में किससे खेलना चाहते हैं. उन्होंने बोला ओरंगुटान से फाइनल में खेलेंगे क्योंकि डिजर्ट जो है वो अच्छा होगा. मीठा होगा डिजर्ट, क्या कड़वा होगा उनके लिए?
लास्ट 2 टाइम्स तो उनके लिए अच्छा नहीं था और मैं कोशिश करूंगा और मेरी टीम कोशिश करेंगे कि जिसके साथ भी हम लोग खेले रिजल्ट्स हम लोग की तरफ ही रहे और जीते बेसिकली.
There's a huge support for both these teams. लेकिन ओरंगुटान की पूरी आर्मी आई हुई है. Boys, thank you so much for joining us. अपनी टीम के साथ जुड़े वापस and अपनी कुर्सियां जो हैं उस पे बैठ जाए. Boys, it's the biggest showdown. It's an upper bracket final. It's Orangutan versus Aster. Back to you, casters.
Upper bracket finals it is indeed, and whichever team loses this will be thrown back down in the lower brackets against Revenant Esports to fight. As Revenant Esports are one of the hungry wolves inside the tournament, it's going to be a tough battle against them too. So for Aster, it's now or never. On the other hand, for OG, they need to keep their unbeatable streak going on as they have been undefeated so far inside the split 2. They haven't even dropped a single map yet. So for Aster, they need to make the demons bleed.
They definitely need to make the demons bleed, and OG need to show that they are stronger than ever before. They don't just have to win, they have to win by creating an example out of Aster. They can't afford to show even a step in the wrong direction. Even if they win, they have to do it with grace. That's the blessing and the curse of being the #1 team. You have to keep that #1 image intact. Because if they show signs of weakness against Aster, that will even give power to Revenant Esports, who are observing this game from the lower bracket. And if Orangutan really want to make it big in Ascension, they have to do everything flawlessly over here in VCSA.
And so far, they're almost done. 70% there. And they're so good to taste. They're so good enough to also taste the victory. But still, nothing can be said just yet. They're having a lot of talks going on. And I've also heard a saying in the past, appear strong when you're weak and weak when you're strong. And that's for sure. OG will need to adapt to that saying. With that being said, when you are going to be the crowd favorites as well, you also do have a massive target on your back, and that adds on so much pressure onto yourself. But I gotta give it to Antidote. This man has been able to stay calm and cool throughout this entire tournament. As we move on forward and take a look at the map veto, OG is gonna go for the first ban, following it up with Aster. And OG is instantly gonna go ahead and ban out the map Lotus, as they're gonna stick to comfort.
Exactly, and I kind of thought to put myself in the shoes of Aster over here. If you are Aster, what do you even ban? apart from Lotus, which has been like the permaban of OG all this time, there's really no other map where you can challenge them. Oh, but look at this. OG themselves are picking up Ascent. They want to give Aster Army an opportunity. And Ascent is one of those games where I think Aster Army can perform well, even if they can win or not. That is a different story. But the fact that Aster Army picked up Pearl means they've placed all their eggs in this particular basket.
This is really interesting, them picking up Pearl against OG. Now I'm really excited to see what sort of a crack they've really found in OG's book over here, because if they have managed to find some sort of crack onto the map of Pearl, then I really want to see Aster Army abuse it to the fullest potential, because I still remember a strong showcase against God's Reen. The map they picked were Fracture or Bind, at least these were the map they played in, and then even against Godlike Esports is when they picked or when they played Pearl, and that was to Decider. So I don't exactly know if Aster Army is strong on the map of Pearl or not, but hopefully they've got some counter strategies running on that map.
Well, it seems the reason why OG picked up Ascent is becoming more and more obvious.
Oh, wait,
Aster
look at
Army
the facts.
beat them last time on Ascent, and OG pick it up by themselves willingly this time, knowing that they lost the last time these two teams faced each other. Oh, you know it now, Necro. You know it. OG don't just want to win this game, but they want to send a message. They want to show that they have improved upon their mistakes, and they re-challenge Aster Army, daring them to recreate that same victory.
I love it. The challenge from the side of OG to Aster Army. Win it again if you've got it in you. So far, considering the momentum, the wind is in the sails of Orangutan, so it makes a lot of sense too why they have so much confidence overall in stepping inside the arena. You can see their coach as well. He's got the glasses on. He's looking stylish as ever before, as we're gonna head inside the first map, ladies and gentlemen, and kick things off on the pistol round.
Let's get in that, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing surprising in the agent selection so far, but I would be quite surprised to see if OG change up their approach, if they start playing a lot more passively in pistol. OG do start things off quite slowly. They're not the kind of team that will execute right away. They like making contact every now and then they jump into the whole execution phase. So before they send the death ball in, there is always a moment before it begins. A few moments before disaster strikes.
Wow. Look at the fans.
there's
OG's
a lot of
side
them.
is stacked up. It's stacked up. So many people just rooting for OG. And on the other hand, Aster Army, it's going to be a tough battle for them.
And that's exactly what makes OG scary on a LAN setting, right? Not only do they have a lot of fans who are rooting for them, but a lot of the members of OG, the staff itself, they bring everybody to every arena. And when the staff starts cheering for you, everybody else follows suit. So imagine 20 people, 10 to 20 people, how many of the staff members are there from OG? They start screaming. They rally the rest of the team. Sorry, not the rest of the team. They rally the rest of the fans in the arena to also follow suit. And then all of a sudden, you've got the entire stadium rooting against you if you're an Aster fan.
Yeah, and that's going to affect you so much in the mental. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The upper bracket finals begin now as the first round will also start. Pistol round starts off as Aster Army is going to kick things off on the attack and OG on defense. And right off the bat, we see a connection. And that too from the side of OG going a little aggressive into mid. RVK falls back to the side, and Aster Army, they've already got so much map control set up. But OG, they're looking to take it back in their hands, and Raufil also shuts down the man who tried to sneak in towards Heaven area. So far, OG, they're trying their best to fight back, and they've also got the man advantage secured. But AZ single-handedly in the front line was able to take care of the first man, and Tesseract to close it off.
Oh my goodness, Aster Army shot themselves in the foot over here. They orchestrated their entire attack by that one smoke. First, it was just the market guy from OG who spotted Aster Army on high mid. And then RVK started to hold tree. But as soon as this smoke comes in, then RVK figured out that OG have all the area of the site available to themselves, and Aster Army is never going to enter from that smoke. They will instead go towards tree. And immediately, based on that one smoke which was placed at Aster Army, OG started to adjust.
Second round anti-eco. And OG, as they've won the first round, this is of course going to be a stark statement already. They've started things on a great note, just the way they wanted it to. And also because of the 0 point, the KG utility is going to be useless for at least a little bit on the site. Marginally able to find one. That's a quick pick, and he's also going to decide to fall back. So Antidote's there to try and get the revenge. But I highly doubt if he should try and do so once again. Still peeking out, being quite bold as an IGL. He really wants to get the refrag onto the opponent, but now he's got an entire army of Aster army just approaching him. So this is going to be quite a tough encounter, and he decides to stay there. Don't exactly know what was going through his mind, but yeah, he falls down.
He couldn't have fallen back because of the nano swarm, so he decided to place a smoke, hoping that will cover him. But what Antidote couldn't do, Tesseract did. And now that the spike has been discovered, all of OG will adjust appropriately. You've got Raw Fuel marking the defender spawn, but the flank from Doxer might just save them. OG are looking to crunch them towards Styles, and the only person who can save them is Doxer, and he's done his job well enough so far. But now Raw Fuel has also arrived on scene, and he's got the weaponry advantage, HP advantage, everything. Doxer can probably smoke it off and try to recover the spike, but look at Raw Fuel, he also covers the distance. He just simply doesn't want to give Doxer a fair fight.
Oh my god, so close. But a really good anti-eco round though. They managed to take out 4 guns from OG. So that means moving on forward, I highly doubt OG is going to be able to make a bonus round, so they will need to go ahead and invest into this one, unless they're going to do a broken by themselves and just go with the pistols in the upcoming round with a couple of sheriffs to back him up, which sounds quite detrimental.
I mean, anything at this point sounds detrimental, right? You're going up against OG, that itself is a scary prospect. And sure, Aster Army almost made that recovery off the spike, but then the rest of the entire round just basically revolves around them trying to recover the spike and OG trying to fight them in a very unfair way. So regardless of what Aster Army do, OG still control the narrative. They still control the actions of all the 10 players on this server.
They've given the guns only to the key players in the squad. Raw Fuel, Tesseract, and AZs. These 3 guys have got their hands on the ARs, while the rest are just going to be playing on sheriffs. Makes sense, you got to prioritize the best first. As Aster Army looking to invade inside the territory of OG. OG are of course going to be feeling a little jealous, because they would want to get it back in their hands. Aster Army creeping and crawling their way in. They've managed to get a lot of map control so far. Raw Fuel spotted back all the way in the defender spawn, but no connections. And OG, they're going to let them have the market control, and also they're going to let them flood inside the site too. Antidote decides to fall back. A really good option and a good decision being made by the IGL. He's going to let him have the site control, and SNS to decide to flood in the backside. Maybe that's when he will decide to strike, but no, he gets denied as well. Aster Army, free flow on the site, and also the spike goes down.
Oh, at least Cooley's been discovered. That should make things slightly easy for OG as they try to spam him down with the utility. As he escapes the fragment, Aziz will spray him down. It's still a very difficult round for OG to come back into. Both these players have to work fast. The clock's ticking against them. They're trying to use the util to clear out the main. And they've done so, but then Tesseract whips everybody apart. Are you serious right now? Did they just really do this? He just 1v3'd the whole damn server.
This is what makes OG OG. I told you, the firepower. It doesn't matter how many utilities you're going to throw against him. It's all down to the aim in the end. As I said, if you're going to be able to get through Raw Fuel, you need to get through AZs. If you're going to get through AZs, you need to get through Tesseract. And Tesseract is going to put a full stop to the opponent's momentum right here. 1v3 and also casually giving a fist bump and laughing it out.
Oh, it's not just his laughter, not just his smile, but even the reactions of the rest of the OG staff. I mean, the staff themselves did not expect this clutch to come through. Who would have, right? It's a 2v4. The only actual kill they're able to get, which was supposed to go their way, was onto Kohli. Everybody else didn't make any mistakes, but Tesseract just clears them hard.
And here we go, the economic trap that Aster Army found themselves once again. Not much, but Aduka is able to get one. Massive value with the Blade Storm already, starting things off on a great note. Tesseract taken care of. A big threat neutralized on the map. But now you've got AZs on the tree area too. And what's going on? Aduka, unstoppable beast. This man is able to connect every single shot with the Blade Storm. But finally, a full stop is there from RVK.
But he's done his job. He's cleared up so much space for Astrami. And now Astrami hit the brakes. From here, they could go anywhere. They could go towards the A side. They could fall back as well. They try to fight Heaven, and Raw Fuel's marking this angle. And now things become infinitely harder. Antidote has arrived on scene. They can't go anywhere, man. They already know that RVK is towards A main. They figured out where Raw Fuel and Antidote are. So while Kishi has all the information, he literally can't do anything. He's boxed in over here.
Oh no, 0 point use. Knows there's someone on the top. And now Kishi no other option than to tuck himself under Heaven, and that's what he does. OG playing this one so cheekily, and Raw Fuel's just waiting for him to peek out. That glimmer's gonna be enough, and OG another round on the board. They're running away with rounds at this point. And the supporters as well, as the arena's packed up with the players and also the viewers that are currently watching there. It's an absolute electrifying crowd.
Yeah, you have one guy rallying the entire crowd, just making them sing and chant in unison. And even if there are some Aster Army supporters over there, they probably have no leg to stand on. No voice against OG, because these guys are just so loud. It really starts to affect your mental, especially if you're an Aster Army player.
Oh no. Initial shot missed. And the pick's now given away. OG. As Rawfield's gonna look to re-pick that angle. He really wants one kill in his hands, and that's what you're supposed to do as a duelist. He wants to give that early man advantage to his team, and Hunter's Fury utilized too quite early off inside the round. And so far, no attacks being found with the Hunter's Fury, but Aduka able to shut Rawfield down. This man is always able to get entries to Aster, but unfortunately, Aster Army sometimes are not able to follow it on the back of that, and Tesseract once again able to flick onto his opponent, finds a great timing, but no retaliation.
Aster Army, they survived the onslaught. So far, they managed to make it into the side, but still, they haven't cleared out all the dangerous players yet. RBK is 1 point away from getting that lockdown again. Oh, and the 0 point doesn't go towards B main, so they will once again assume that there's nobody towards B main. This knife only detects 2 of them. Doxer places his smokes, but I think OG are not going to go for this one. They're taking their sweet time, and they know for a fact that their odds of winning this round are next to impossible, but they're just hoping to make it expensive for Aster Army.
He's just holding it off in the back. They're waiting for some exit frags, and RVK has got the surprise angle. Was able to surprise one, but that's all he's going to get so far. Aziz is going to go for the save in the end. No option left over. And Doxer looking to surprise Aziz too from the back. Will this backstab come through? The answer is probably no. It's way too far away as Aziz successfully saved up a Vandal.
Yeah, Aster Army finally win a round because OG missed their opportunities. They were aware about the catwalk push from Aster Army. That's why he sent that Hunter's Fury down. And he sent it from a very nice spot too. It makes it really difficult to dodge it. The only way you can dodge it is by stepping down from catwalk. And that's what they did. That's how they avoided the tags. They even managed to kill the AWPer by swinging out wide. But then comes Tesseract. He tries to make that timing play work by letting 2 people pass towards Market and then peeks out of the cloudburst. On paper, that was a perfect play, the perfect adjustment, but somehow Aster Army survived that. And it's about time that they start putting up some resistance.
Oh, good shock darts though. Tesseract's catching a lot of hurt.
Take flight.
He's also getting spammed out. Look at Rawfield's gonna peek out of the smoke.
God
what
damn.
a bold move from this man. And even Tesseract's able to follow it up onto the back of that. OG, how are they even making this happen? And now as they move on, as they move their attention to the B main, they're also going to get rid of Marzil. Aster Army, they get picked up before the round even started.
Finally, Tesseract killed. But that costs Doxer so much of his HP. Aziz doesn't even need to actually shoot at Doxer. He just shoots in the general vicinity and he's dead. And these peaks from OG are just so unpredictable, right? You can expect the Jet to walk out of the smoke without any flashes, without any supportive utility. I can't even call it a contact play. This is just a really, really ballsy play from Rawfuel. But once he gets the kill and dashes back, you would think it's the end of it, right? You wouldn't expect the Sowa also to peek 2 seconds later in the same angle, in the same smoke, and get another kill on top of it. One would expect Rawfuel to make those kind of plays because he has an escape mechanism, but not Tesseract. And those peaks are something that Aster Army can never see coming.
Exactly. And we had this conversation too, if you remember. In the previous OG matchup, we talked about this. OG take opportunities that other team won't, that they're scared of. And that's what makes OG different. And also considering how good and consistent the players are when it comes to the firepower and the mechanics of the game, they are capable of doing so as well. 5-1's the scoreline. Even though OG, they lost that round, that one single round, it's not affecting them at all. They've still got the wins in their sail.
Oh, it's not just a wind that guides them, it's a divine wind. Literally parts the sea like Moses did, letting them go towards whatever destination they desire to go towards. Which in this case is probably the Split 2 trophy and that ticket to Ascension.
Placing alarm bot.
Massive ultimates available too. RPK has the lockdown, so retaking will be so much easier for OG. Although Cooley has the Hunter's Fury, so you know what's going to happen as soon as he pops that lockdown. Aster Army haven't had too much trouble getting up towards Catwalk up until now, but this is the easy part. Getting into the site after this, that's what troubles them the most.
That's true. But so far, Aster Army, they're playing quite held back. They're not unleashing themselves. They're not throwing themselves on the opponents just yet. Aduka once again able to find that first kill. So far, whichever contacts, whichever fights that he's taken from that position, he's been able to come out on top. And look at this, Rawfield. It's a little trap that's being set up by the players of OG, and he still somehow comes out on top. Him being able to shut down the player in the front. Now all they know is that it's only Rawfield in the main area. So if Rawfield gets picked off, there's still going to be a little bit of surprise element in the OG's play.
Exactly. And this, I don't think Aster Army can see coming. Now RBK strikes, reveals himself from the shadows, and unfortunately Kohli is there right alongside to deal with him. Down to a 2v2. These are the best odds that Aster Army have had in a while. The fragment. Make sure that Kohli can't peek out. That allows Aziz to jump down without getting traded, but he does get shot regardless. And now it's up to the captain. Antidote shoots down the recon, knows where Kohli is, and he just has to play for time. Just playing circles around the generator, and Kohli just simply doesn't want to offer him a fight, but Antidote discovers him regardless. There's layers upon layers to this play that OG are making. Okay, so first of all, let's take it from the top. As soon as RVK plants the lockdown, I was like, it's a bit too early to place the lockdown. Of course, Aster Army can afford to wait. It's not like the lockdown will pressure them. And then Tesseract peeks out. Who in their right minds would peek out when their own teammate's lockdown is about to pop off and they know that the opponents would be waiting on the other side? So Tesseract he does this just to surprise the hell out of Aster Army. Now, it's a good thing that Aduka is sharp enough and he kills Tesseract. But even if that surprise play from OG fails, there's another surprise play in Vine. The double stack over there, definitely nobody saw it coming.
Kohli, though, is definitely quite sharp enough to read that one as well. He was able to get rid of the second player, but so far, once again, a quick take on the A site. So many suppressing utilities, and OG, they're trying their best to fight against the entire firepower of OG. And Aster Army, they've also managed to get inside the site. Easily taken away. 3-on-2 scenario. OG, they can try and make a comeback if possible in this round. Site taken away. All the odds stacked against them as well. Too much firepower to deal with of Aster Army. And Aster, on the other hand, as they're going to still peek out against OG, no matter what's going to happen on the map. Aster Army, too, they've decided they're not going to be scared of their opponents.
Yeah, and this time Aster Army said, we've had enough of this nonsense. They popped the null command to make sure that OG can't throw any utility to slow them down, and Aster Army hit them like a truck. Kishi throwing flashes over the walls, blinding almost everybody. One side of the site is covered by the 0 point, the other one's covered by the recon dart. So literally anybody who's standing on the site itself is gonna be discovered, and then they will be spammed out of existence. Anyone who tries to help out by peeking from heaven will have 3 guns pointed at them at every single moment of that hit. And just like that, Aster Army use aggression to get 1 round in the bag. Oh, but this time they tried something similar, but Tesseract's prepared. And all 3 of his beams connect, although no kill found.
Wow. She was able to get 1 though, so that's a good one. Man advantage stacked in the favor of Aster Army. Now they're finally able to read into what exactly OG's trying to do, but still look at the both peaks. The players are making a good Hunter's Fury from Kohli to catch Rawfield. A big threat neutralized, but still there's another threat present on the map in the name of Tesseract. And Tesseract so far was also able to deny the spike plant. And AZ is looking to flow through the smoke, and he exactly does so, but it's completely fine because Coley on the other side is ready with the barricade.
Alright, it seems like Aster Army have finally found the kryptonite of OG. These A-side fast executes have been working for them in the past. And this time OG weren't even suppressed, so they had the opportunity to use their own Hunter's Fury and maybe slow Aster Army down. That simply doesn't have any effect. Tactical timeout to be called out. It's about time that OG respect Aster Army. Finally, a flaw has been discovered, so how fast do OG patch this hole?
Hopefully quick enough. But look at Aster Army. Once again, look at Vandalok, so passionate. He's given so many calls. I guess he's literally preparing a new strategy on the fly for his team. That's what it seems like. He's able to convey so much information. But OG, they've already got a 3 rounds lead. A big cushion. And now that this timeout's been taken away from the side of OG2, I really wonder what exactly they're speaking to each other.
I guess Aster Army will try to adjust a little bit of that execute, right? Maybe place one flash somewhere else instead of where it usually goes. OG are quite fast to recognize these patterns. And of course, OG will have some counter utility available. But still, not too many changes, right? The only major changes we see is in RVK's KJ setup. He's placing the turret towards mid switch rather than his usual location. But let's see how OG react to this one. And after hitting the A side very aggressively back to back in 2 rounds, Aster Army are taking it down a notch. Maybe dropping space would work. We need to start conditioning OG now.
Take flight.
If they start taking control of these areas of the map bit by bit rather than going in for a full brute force execute, it even opens up the opportunity for Aster Army to make contact plays. And it works!
What?
Good trade. Rockville brings it back, but now Marzel unleashes the lockdown.
This lockdown's going to make sure that OG is going to evacuate the site. And that's what they exactly do. Aster Army looking to flood in. Indeed, it is fake. While the players of Aster Army slowly and steadily start to step inside the tree area. A-side control should be taken away soon enough, but they're still not exactly sure if there's someone present or not. And OG, they've been faked out. We don't really see this happen often. But it's completely fine, though. Even though they have managed to do so, AZ's on the other side still gives a man advantage over to his teammates. So OG should have the mental back inside the game once again. And now Aster Army, look at how disciplined they're trying to play. Yeah, they're trying to push a little bit of stuff, but not enough. They're still making sure that they're not really going to be giving some useless kills away to OG. Well, that's what I'm saying. Doxer just straight up walks out of the smoke and gives his life away, and the rest of the OG, well, it's a domino effect. One player goes down, and the rest of the Aster fall down as well.
Yeah, Aster Army had no choice over there but to pick up those fights, right? They had the man disadvantage, so if they just waited for OG to make the move first, they would have lost the round regardless. That's exactly why you saw that peek out from Kishi's flash, right? He threw that flash up hoping to help maybe Doxer get that kill. No, not Doxer, it was the Sova. So they tried to fight out Heaven, and they knew that they have to do it because if they just stand there, OG will run over them. Doxer, poor guy though. That smoke was supposed to be his security bubble, but it ends up working up against him. At least the fake from Marzel worked out though. But at what cost?
Look at the flash. A good 0 point. Rawfield's position compromised. Now they know that Rawfield's still tucked in the corner. He's got his dash prime, but unfortunately he cannot use it because of the 0 points. And Kishi is able to collect that kill too. But look at Aziz, the instant adjustment that you see from OG. It's immaculate. Aziz peeks out from the back, gets 2 kills of his own, and now out and over, the tables are flipped in the favor of OG. 2-on-3 scenario. Yeah, and even the spike is not in their control.
What an adjustment from Aziz. And Antidote too. Aziz dropped out a shot to kill any unsuspecting Aster Army members. And then Antidote throws in that paranoia to make sure that the trades on market stay in their favor. Need to explore other avenues.
Yeah. This encounter is about to happen in a couple of seconds. So anxious. And finally, Marzel shut down OG, somehow able to clutch it out once again. I guess the first half is going to be 9-3. Looks pretty inevitable.
It does look inevitable, doesn't it? These kind of micro adjustments that OG make on the fly, Aster Army, they could have never seen this coming. And it's not like OG have been playing super aggressively to make Aster Army worried about getting backstabbed, right? Why would they worry about getting backstabbed at all? Now Aziz really makes them aware of all the potential dangers that lurk around the map.
Shutting them down. Flash.
You see instantly Aster Army once again just aggressing through on mid. But hopefully this time they're going to watch their backs and make sure no one's pushing them away from Catwalk. Mid control established. Tesseract still looking to burst through, but this time he gets deactivated. Nicely done. But an instant refrag is there too from Aziz. Doxer was watching the back lines, but now as Doxer realizes that his teammates are in danger, they need to do something on refrag, and that's what Doxer does. A good pick onto two of the players of OG, and AZ still looking to bounce back. This man is not giving up at all. He's adamant to keep fighting, and now Rawfield, the last glimmer of hope alive, looking to dash onto the site, and also looking to stop the plant. Too close.
Yeah, I can't even blame Rawfield for what he did over there. The info he had shows him that there's two people towards market, so that naturally leads him to assume that the site guy would be rather unprotected. But Aduka was still marking at that angle. He was there to protect the planter. And just like that, Aster Army can recover the last round of this half, which does make things a little easier for them, gives them some breathing room going into the second one. But things are only going to get tougher from here on.
Exactly, 8-4 being the first half, still OG having a massive lead over them, 4-round leads. Of course, I will call it a massive lead because even if the upcoming pistol rounds being won by Aster Army, it's not going to affect a lot to OG's mental. On the other hand, if OG is able to win the pistol round, then Aster Army, the pressure's back onto them. But so far, at least, we hope that Aster Army is also able to get rid of those jitters that they have been, of course, facing, because when you're going to go against the top dogs themselves, you would feel in some sort of nerves, because realizing the fact that they're also the fan favorite, undefeated, that in itself should be so much to shake your mental. With that being said, it's time for us to push to a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For my wings, I need my hands. This life is real. Can't play pretend. Came off the bench. I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you wanna get.
The all-new OMEN 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The OMEN 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
For my wings, I need my hands. This life is real. Can't play pretend. Came off the bench. I get it in.
The second half commences. 8-4 was the scoreline when we last saw it, and now as we're going to move in the second half, as we all know, the sides will be switched as well. Aster Army will get their chance on the defending side, while OG will be switched on to the attack, where they have been looking really supreme inside the entire tournament.
And now is when OG becomes a really scary team, because they control the pace of the match. Let's see how they start. Both the Sovas exchanging recons cross-country, but look at Aduka. Okay, this is quite a deep position from him. He better have some backup over here, otherwise he's gonna be trapped.
Speak about being trapped, and look at Marzel in the close quarters near the switch, was able to take care of the first man. Gets the second one down as well. Marzel, massive play. That's a monstrous play indeed. And now OG, it seems like they're going to fall on top of their faces, but maybe no, not just yet. RVK is trying to fight back. AZs and Tesseract, the last two players left alive. The imports looking to flip things around in their team's favor. So much to back up on, and they've also been softened up. Not a lot of HP to back him up, but still, it is not impossible.
Oh, what?
One of the player gets taken away, and now it's all down to Tesseract.
1v3, 1 bullet worth of HP. I mean, he can always go towards A, but that's probably what Aster would expect, and that's exactly why he's hesitating to make that move. If he can at least get the plant down, then he will get his teammates enough money.
30 seconds left.
Of course, OG are not the kind of team that force buys in the second round, but this will mean that the operator in the hands of Rawfuel can come back faster.
Speak of that, and Tesseract, he's got his plant down, so that's a good news for OG. He's done his job, I guess. Those extra credits in the pockets flowing in, but as I said, this round was so desperately needed for Aster, and they get it in their hands.
And you can sense that desperation, you know, Aduka diving deep into words high mid. You even had the rest of his teammates back him up by fighting out of shots. And all of that stuff is not something a team that's desperate for a win would do.
Look at I mean, he was still alive. I'm still not able to grab my head around. How was he still able to stay alive? He had turret shooting at him. He had the entirety of OG shooting randomly at him. And he's still able to make it out alive somehow. So,
and get 2 kills on back of it.
Yeah, literally. Man's unbreakable.
Don't overthink it.
When you need people like those, you need people of unbreakable caliber, unshaken mentality in order to go up against the giants like OG. And that is a massive 0 point. It decks almost everybody.
Yeah. That's what I saw too. 0 point tagging out. Now
Yeah, 0 point tagging out.
Reroute.
Sorry, the 0 point tagged out 4 people, and then the audio cue was given away as Tesseract took that orb. So literally all 5 people have been discovered by Aster.
But this reroute from them would definitely be a little surprising. But as soon as I say that, Aduka to strike down one with his stick, and now goalie looking to fire back onto the B site all by himself. He's got the entirety of OG looking to breach into the B site. Marzel as well, it's on either side. As soon as someone's going to breach in from the smokes, Marzel's going to put a full stop to that. And Tesseract softened up once again. It's the imports that are alive. Tesseract and AZs. A lot on the shoulders, but not able to do a lot in game. And as soon as I say that, Kishu to clean it up.
I hope Aster can keep this momentum going in the next round as well. OG will have the superior weaponry now, but if Aster can survive this onslaught, then they are not only in good position to close the gap and equalize the scoreline, they might just be able to take the lead as well. And in case some heavy lifting needs to be done, Doctor will still have his Vandal, so he can always bring the firepower which the other weapons lack.
Once again, going aggressive with the Marshall, Aduka. Really looking to put some headshots out, really looking to click some head. Even though he knows the amount of risk when you miss a shot with the Marshall, it can be with your life. First shot missed, and yeah, that's what exactly happens. Will be compromising with his lifeline. Rawfuel instantly pressing the charges, just putting his fingers in the wound and trying to make sure that now the opponents are going to bleed even more.
That's Aduka gone. Mid cleared out, and you're ready for Rawfuel to crunch in from there. Meanwhile, RK is getting all the kills towards B main, and this is gonna make OG feel really, really comfortable. Goalie, he's feeling the choke already. He's surrounded, and you can feel that claustrophobia kicking in. At least Kishi's able to alleviate some pressure by getting that kill onto Antidote, but I mean, honestly, at this point, Antidote has done his job. His job was to put down the smokes and lay cover for his team. which is done and dusted already. Now Doxer has probably no hope of pulling off this 1v3. As long as he can just like get one exit kill, he would have done his job. 3 frags on a bonus round are good enough for Aster Army. But they only get 2, so I guess they'll have to just live with this.
And they didn't even manage to do a lot of damage onto the opponent, so I guess that's a plus point for OG too. They still have their guns decently intact, full armor, the entirety of the loadout still there, and they've still got some extra credits saved up. 3 of the players. On the other hand, on the opposite side, you can see the credits, every single thing they had has been bought out. A Duca with the operator in his hands. Now this man will be the win condition of Aster Army.
Well, I think OG are setting up for one of those heavy executes. Fragments, nanoswarms, all of them ready to be thrown in, which basically turn the entire backside into lava. 1-0 point, if it's timed well enough, can really put a spanner in the works of OG. It will really ruin the entire power of the execute. Even counter flashes are thrown, which raw fuel will dodge but doesn't get shot. Oh, but guess who gets shot? It's Antidote. Aduka now starting to fire on all cylinders, and Doxer also gets away with murder in cold blood. Finally, OG cleared out the site, but they've lost too many members in the process of doing so, and the spike hasn't even been planted yet, so they're not out of the dangerous territory.
Not just yet. Lost out in 2 players. Opponents have the man advantage. OG now might just start to feel the nerves. Rafiel as well looking to go aggressive, so desperately looking to even things out, but that's not going to be the case.
Whoa!
As I say that, Rafiel, what a spray transfer, a monstrous play, and now RVK down in the clutch situation, but Marzil's going to deny it.
What a recovery from Aster Army. And Kishi really has been somewhat unlucky over here, because every time you see him want to throw in those flashes, somebody or the other is available on the other side from OG. But he has also been the man who's making life difficult for OG, hasn't he? While he never gets to pick up the fights that he wants, his 0 points are really throwing in a spanner in the works for OG, because they rely on their utility to land at certain timings. As long as Kishi can keep suppressing them, OG won't be able to use their utility in the way they want, and that really reduces their execute power. OG's biggest strength is they turn the entire site into lava with their nanoswarms and fragments, and any area that they don't cover with mollies, they cover with flashes. So as long as Kishi can disrupt that, he is doing his job just fine.
Bladestorm, Hunter's Fury, and even a lockdown. Sounds like stars being aligned to be inside this round for OG. Oh my god, the operator so lucky. The bullet just whizzes past Rafiel, but this time his blade's gonna chop his opponent. And as soon as that happens, the instant refrax there too on the board. AZ's too quick on the trigger. Shuts down Doxer. And now, considering the man advantage once again, just swinging back in the favor of OG, this should give a new hope of light in their hands. And Tesseract on the complete opposite side. I don't exactly know what sort of a setup we're seeing from OG, but I guess they really just want to catch someone off guard, but not able to do so. Once again, now things have been evened out. Aster Army, they're playing this nicely.
Yeah, Tesseract was supposed to be the fake / insurance policy, but no, I think all their plans have been discovered now. RVK jumping into the site will definitely give away the cues, and even the lockdown doesn't do anything. Aziz trying to get a pick, but none of that's gonna happen. Aster Army weather the storm. They survived the onslaught.
Wow, OG, they're really getting a run for their money. This is where now OG will maybe start to feel the nerves. But look at this kill from Rafiel, man. So confident in that peak. Also so sharp. Just chops his opponent's head off. Back and forth a lot. And now that even a tactical timeout is being pulled out from OG, they need to have some words, because this is definitely a point of concern.
Points of concern, several of them actually. All of them now being raised in this tactical timeout. One of the biggest concerns they have to address is that OG are being discovered every step of the way. Sometimes it's the Sova Recon, sometimes it's Kishi. Mostly it's Kishi who's been able to foil OG's plans before they even take place. I mean, even in that last round, you saw how Tesseract was trying to move away from his team and go towards B. He was supposed to be the guy that surprises them all, but nope. He gets discovered by the enemy Sova. And so far, Aster Army have been ahead every step of the way, so OG can't really find a way to surprise their opponents.
Here we go once again. After the tactical timeouts, let's see what sort of a change we're going to see from OG. I guess a classic A take. Every single player is just present there. Look at what they've also done. As all the players of OG, they're looking to rush in and forward. They're going to take a slow and steady approach. For Aster Army, unfortunately, they've got no one available on the site, so Aster Army have decided to play this side on retake. That's a massive gamble that they're taking.
That's true.
And considering Kishi really wants to play this one safe and sound, he does not want to give his position away. The door gets broken instantly.
Yeah, but Aster Army have quite a lot of ultimates available to facilitate this retake. Let's see which one of them they decide to use. Now command popped first. This will make sure that Tesseract can't use his Hunter's Fury in case the lockdown comes out. But wait a second, Tesseract is far away from the anti-radionite particles, so he can continue using the Hunter's Fury. But this Doxer immediately to respond. He kills Tesseract. At least the lockdown's destroyed, but now RVK has to deal with this double backstab coming in, and he cannot. Aduka jumps in with the shorty. Finally, the captain Antidote stepping up, but he's caught in an off position. Aziz rescues him. A quad kill from Aziz to finally give OG the round they've been waiting for since so long.
OG, they spring back into the action, and they turn things around once again in their favor. You really got to give it up to Aster Army. They're really trying their best to play a perfect game here. They are able to read into OG's book. They knew that there might be someone in the back. That's why they already had a flank coming in to get rid of that player. They got the aim in control, but then it's just AZ's going absolutely berserk and monstrous. A 4K, how are you even gonna be able to stop that when the opponent's gonna feel himself? It's just absolutely on the back of the heroics of AZ's that they got that round. And now also the 0 point missed up. OG, things are a little shaky for them, considering that 0 point was not really put to use in that perfect moment.
But it's fine, I guess. The bigger problem is gonna be this crossfire on Pizza. Only Marzel's reeled his position, but little do they know that there's 3 players from Aster Army ready to spring as soon as this trap comes through. Aduka gets shot by the turret through the wall, which is quite funny. So that's the second player discovered. They still don't know that Doxer is also right there on Pizza.
Oh my god, he's gonna have such a massive surprise. Peeks out, gets one. Also manages to dink the second player. Rawfield softened up. 72 HP, Aduka with only a classic in the hand is looking to stop out anyone breaching or overextending from that smoke. But yeah, so much damage dealt onto Aziz. Now it's gonna fall back. And still, OG committing for that plant. He's adamant to break that door, and he eventually will be able to do so as well. Hunter's Fury used from Kohli, nothing found, but the Blade Storm from Aduka needs to find some sort of value.
RBK gives him the battle, side strafe out of his crosser in the right moment, and then comes Rawfield from the shadows, just striking really hard. Nothing that Aster Army are trying is actually working out for them. Even the shock darts don't push them out of position, but here comes Doxer, and he is a dweller in the darkness, somehow trying to pierce through the light. Nope, he will be buried, and that's good night.
Once again, they pull it back 2 rounds back to back. It seems like OG, they've woken up. The Giants, they're back into the race as they swing back into the action once again. From the Shadows is available on both the sides, as you can see. Antidote and even Doxer. All the rest of the utilities have burned through. And now for Aster Army, it's an eco round as well. So much to fight for. And also, OG, they're looking to get this map point secured for themselves. While on the other hand, Aster Army fighting for their lifeline in this map. They know even one single map drop can be so detrimental. And as soon as I say that, 2 bodies drop down of Aster.
Bodies hit the floor. Maps not dropped by OG at all, as they're now looking to secure map point. Nice dink. Kishi finally finishes him off. But recovering that weapon will be nearly impossible. Even Tesseract's over there. He's got backup from his fellow KO. Flashes through over the wall. And poor Kishi had no chance. Toxer, I mean, what can you even do at this point? I think he'll be happy if he can even just get away with a single gun, but nothing is awarded to him.
Too easy for them. Too easy. Crowd chanting OG2. They're feeling it spiritually, mentally, and even physically. And one more round to go, ladies and gentlemen, to pick apart Aster Army in this one. Aduka back on the operator. Makes a massive gamble. High risk, high reward play. But if he isn't able to find any value with that op, Aster Army are going to fall on top of their faces unless someone goes absolutely monstrous mode and strikes everyone down. That sounds highly unlikely. OG so far looking to breach into the B site. They've managed to get a lot of visual confirmation, a lot of info on the B main. While Aster Army, they're pushing up from the opposite side as well. They've managed to get a decent amount of map control, but now OG, they need to make it quick. Not a lot of time left over in the hand, because there's also a flank approaching from the back, from the shadows, used for a quick rotation, but even he gets denied. Antidote taken care of. Coley does a great job and denied that entire entry, but OG2 looking to cut off the rotation. As Coley's in the back of the site, he's looking to put a full stop and a nail in the coffin in this round.
Sheesh! Here comes Rafiel with the hammer. He's gonna really send those nails in! And the right click to end the day. Desecrating them with the blades as OG retake what was supposed to be theirs. All the glory in the world. But I have to tell you, man, Aster Army did make them sweat for a bit over there. But after that one tactical timeout, OG just continue their win streak. And Aster Army really do feel defeated now. They had this in the palm of their hands and they let it slip past.
OG, they defeat Aster on the map where they lost against Aster in the past. That's what I meant. But yeah, indeed, after Stark's statement, OG once again, they grab the victory on Ascent and move on to the second map to find out who's gonna come through glorious. With that being said, it's time for us to push to a short break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Feeling under pressure. Feeling under pressure. Pressure. Feeling under pressure.
Stuck to the standard Harbor Viper composition every time they play Pearl. But I kind of feel like they will need something else this time around.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Move on to the Asian Select off the map. And also, YouTube audience, welcome back once again to the second map of Pearl, as these two teams are going to duke it out once again to find out who's going to reign supreme in this matchup and get their slot already booked up for the VCSA Grand Finals. And AZ's is going to go for Phoenix and Rawfield with the Jet, a double duelist composition. On the other hand, you see a Harbor Viper composition from Aster.
And we expected this. The Phoenix comes through, but it comes from OG. Aziz channeling all that fire and heat that dwells within his body out into the server. It's a good thing that this arena is air conditioned, because Aziz is very much capable of setting it on fire. He brings the heat, he packs it. And as OG pull off something that we've only seen teams like Paper Rex do, this definitely is going to create a lot of problems for Aster Army. I half expected Aster Army to pick up a Phoenix of their own just to counter this. But yeah, they don't deviate from their standard composition.
Speak of that. And here we go. OG starting things off on defense and Aster Army on attack. The second map of the series. If OG wins this, they will book their slot in the Grand Finals. And if Aster wins this, they will push us to the third map. And you see a Duca right off the bat just taking the arts control, a classic approach to the game. And they're actually going to move all the way towards the link from that. They've also managed to take the link control now pretty much. But Rawfield is there on the other side, making sure that they're going to meet with resistance. But that resistance is not enough. Another wave is going to be on the wave of against the players of OG. As now still Aster Army are looking to flood inside the site. And now once again they're going to be met with so much bullets against them. And OG, they stopped the wave.
Stop the wave, they stop the push, they can't even recover the spike now. Coley's locked out of the action. Only Doxer can make a move now. And since the spike is just a little across his toxin screen, he can maybe sneak up. But as soon as the wall drops, so does he. And OG deal with all the surprises that Aster Army have to throw at them. I was indeed surprised. I didn't think they would just take a hard pivot towards the left side, right? As soon as they started taking the arts control, I thought this is going to be yet another egg crunch. They do it on the back of the cascade. And then they just take a U-turn towards Link. They start pinching B-Link instead. And I'm like, okay, this is definitely going to surprise OG, because OG started to rotate accordingly. They were already on their way back towards the A side, so they did manage to bamboozle them. But if it wasn't for Antidote and his suppressive power, if it wasn't for him and his ability to lay down the lead, I think Aster Army would have won this game.
The amount of flashes that OG have. Of course, yeah, it's creating so many problems for the players of Aster. They're not even able to stand tall against the firepower of OG, and they're just getting melted. RVK, Tesseract, and AZs, these three guys in the front. They're a wall that's uncrackable.
Impenetrable defense. Their offense is their defense. They just fight fire with fire.
Yeah, it's like OG, they make the same opposite. As people say, best defense is the best offense. OG say best offense is the best defense.
Exactly. These guys, they just have 3 people stationed on a main. And even after they ran out of bullets in the Spectres, it's not like they fell back for a second to reload or whatever. Nope. As he just continues fighting ahead with the Ghost. And this time, once again, they want extreme force. All of them ready to peek, ready to fight. But Aduga says, you're not clearing me out this time.
Aster Army, I don't know where they're able to get the momentum swing back in their hands. And now they've got a massive man advantage set up, but Tesseract's gonna be in a problem. Not anymore, as he's been dealt with. A big threat neutralized, and no one to take care of anymore. Antidote from the back position compromised. Kishi having an off angle, but not a lot of HP to back him up. But the overgrowth is there. So maybe he's going to be a back up onto a little bit of HP, but still Kishi somehow wins that duel.
Another interesting thing that happened in this round, that even after Aduga got all the kills and the plant and everything went down, you still had Doxer going towards B main, trying to just circle around the other side. And I guess he started making that move way before Aduga was able to get that 3rd kill and clear out the side itself. So it kind of tells you that even if that fight did not go in the favor of Aster Army, they had backup plans. And OG need to recognize that.
Speak of that. And once again, a fiery start as Aziz is going to take the duel against the opponent. Not scared of anyone at all. Goalie was able to retaliate back and get 2 of his own, but still it's not going to matter at all to them. Aster Army, they still haven't really got their hands on the spike yet, and they are sending 1 man in the back lines to get the spike down. So far, they've also managed to get the connector control, and Kishi establishes it by getting that kill in his hands. Operator to peek out, so close, able to fade away just in time. He doesn't realize that he just cheated death into his face. And Doxer looking to flood in from the A site, or from the B side exactly. So much map control established. And unfortunately for OG, they haven't really found themselves in the right track. They're sort of in a false sense that maybe Aster Army are going to push to the A site, but that's not the case. Instead, the spike's going down on the B, and OG, they're still unaware.
Yeah, they are indeed unaware. I mean, after all that fighting to win the main, they would have expected something else, but who on their right minds would push up against the operator a second time? Only Kishi. This man was the bane of their existence in map number 1 as well, and he recreates that same pressure now. RVK though, still keen on pushing into this. He wants to fight this 1v2, but Kishi simply denies everything. This man, in the first map of Ascent, he was just placing his utility perfectly, stopping OG in their tracks whenever they want to execute. But this time on Pearl, he is just running circles around them. Good fights over here from both Aziz as well as Skolia. But after this, that's when the magic begins. OG know they've lost art control, and Antidote even recognizes that somebody will come across the other side. Somebody will circle around him. So Antidote was prepared to fight Kishi. But Kishi just clears him, wins every duel. And then even surprises Rofuel twice. It's rare to see Rofuel miss 2 times in the same round, right? But Kishi just has this divine wind protecting him. Cheating death every step along the way.
Aster Army. As OG and Aster Army, both the teams, this time a massive pace drop. That's what we're seeing. And you can see how much silence it is before the storm breaks out. Good picks from both the players, and Tesseract and AZ is able to swing off of each other. Good flash as well to deny any sort of presence once again. And for OG, this was not the start they were looking for, but it's completely fine. They've still got the man disadvantage stacked up now, and they haven't even got the superior weaponry to fight this one out. And Aster Army free flow onto the B site.
I got the spike.
Garfield, what can you possibly do? Maybe steal the gun away? It's not like OG are running into financial troubles next round, so they will be able to buy regardless. But I'm glad that Aster Army can keep 4 guns alive. Keep in mind, Aster Army don't just need to win the rounds, they need to string these rounds together and keep their players alive as well. That's the only way to build an economic buffer, and you are going to need that against a team like OG. Tactical timeout. Now, you really have to be careful because OG have 2 massive ultimates, the Seekers as well as the Run It Back.
And you can't forget Rofuel on the op. This man hasn't been able to activate himself yet to its fullest potential. But once that op starts clicking in, Aster Army, you better dig your own graves.
Dig your own graves, lock the doors, hide your kids. The disease is gonna come at you any given moment. I just really hope that Aziz doesn't commit to run it back too early, you know? Otherwise, Aster Army is just gonna press S and fall back all the way to its spawn. So if this run it back gets committed, let's say in the middle of Aster Army hitting a site or in the middle of a retake, then Aster Army have nowhere to go. And that's when it can really bring the value. another good thing is the Seekers being available on Orangutan, you know, because so far in 2 of these rounds, Aster Army have really surprised OG by taking Art and B-Link control simultaneously and then just using it to crunch connector. So as long as OG have the Seekers, they can probably avoid the surprises and the flanks to some extent.
Come on, let's go.
Really?
And already on the back of Run It Back is able to get 2. And now that the flash is there too, Aziz, this man is an absolute menace. And so far, Aster Army not able to get a grip onto that player, and that's why he's able to get away with murder every single time he peeks out of his shell.
But
and
why
Aziz,
would
he
you...
still got his hands on one more flash, and he doesn't even need that, I guess. The ace is on its way.
There you have it! Aziz makes it look so easy. I don't even understand why would Aster Army try to fight him when he's on his Run It Back. I mean, I thought they would just avoid it like the plague. Aziz stepped all the way out, almost went into its shop before Aster Army peeked out of the smoke. And I thought they would stay over there. The fact that they decide to offer him this fight, that 2-1v1, it is just beyond me. Aster Army dig their own graves, but Aziz says now, you're not getting buried, you are getting cremated. Engulfs them in the flames.
They literally took me serious, dude. I mean, I said when Rafi's Lob starts clicking in, you better dig your own graves, but didn't mean it literally, but...
Yeah!
OG won't speak of that, and they're looking to put him back in that place once again. But Kishi is trying his best. He's still got his hand stuck out. And is not going to get back into the grave once again. But this time, he's looking to fight back even stronger. He's came back for vengeance. And he will probably do so. Kishi going for the lockdown plant, and he will be able to get the initiation done. And now OG will need to either make this one quick or fall back to safety.
There's a tiny gap. I wonder if there's a nanoswarm thrown towards this area to detain anybody. Antidote spams, gets spammed in return as well. And now he needs backup desperately. Both the Seekers, they figured out where the players of OG are, but Antidote peeks south. That's the Killjoy down. No more nanoswarms to buy time. Doxer has to make his move. Antidote's not looking in the right direction, but the opportunity's missed. And this is something that Doxer will regret heavily if they lose this round. Antidote now aware about where his opponents are, but goalie might just save the day. Rafuel says no. And he's got Doxer pinned down, cornered.
Oh my god, they're almost about to lose this. Shorty pulled out. This is close. Doxer. Oh, that whiff cost them that round and maybe the lifeline too in VCSA. That was, oh, that round made me just stand up from my chair. And way too close. Doxer knows how much he messed up. You can see it from his face. He's trying not to show a lot of emotions, but I'm pretty sure he's feeling a lot of them.
Oh, feeling too many emotions to even show them. Getting overwhelmed like that. And you can see it in Vandalik's face. That opportunity was golden. It was borderline perfect. Now, I don't know how Aster Army will recover from this one. They try to recover the money at least. Aduga doesn't buy a gun, instead just relies on his Blade Storm, and they're going for a good old B push. But Rafu wants to disrespect the cascade. He wants to peek out. He won't be allowed to cross over safely. Gets spammed out by Marzel. Still, there's plenty of other defenders present from OG over here. The flashes are perfect, but the own smokes from OG cannot protect that jet. Aduka flying above, desecrating Aziz, and that's amazing. And after getting all these kills, they can also fall back and take a chill pill. They wait for the Nebulas to go down. Although the problem is that the Grove has been committed, so I don't think they'll be having a safe plant. But hey, as long as they can maintain the numbers, OG can continue fighting back. Aster Army though, now they have plenty of map control. They have a choice of falling back as well, but no, they continue pushing onwards into the waiting arms of OG. And RVK is playing this very cheekily, but Kohli discovers him. Shorty pumped to the chest in a Duca to clear out the last. Aster Army weather the storm. OG had so many players stationed over there ready to intercept, but Aster Army somehow are able to get all the frags. And they play brilliantly around that smoke, dancing across those spheres as if they own this place.
There's a reckoning available in the hands of Marzo. And on the back of that, they can also get a sight. So far, the map of Pearl's been so back and forth. Both of these teams are returning back fire. Death and destruction. And OG now, as they're being pushed back to the eco. Definitely nerves will be felt. Rafuel pushing up on the opposite side of the map all the way from the B. And he should be double peaked in a couple of seconds. But Aster Army, they aren't just doing it yet. RVK peeks out. Marzu dealt with. Rafuel gets Doxer down. But an instant trade is there too from Kishi to back it all up. 3 on 4. OG having the man advantage situated up. This is a good news for them considering they're on an eco. They really do need any sort of advantage they can get.
I got the spike.
Definitely. No, I'm just glad that Aster Army stopped them from recovering the weapons, because if OG get armed and ready, it would be much more dangerous to stop them. Timing though, it's perfect. He just snuck into the backside. Oh, but that's okay. At least Tesseract still killed one before he bit the dust. It would have been disastrous if Kishi was able to get past and Tesseract wouldn't see him. Seeker's invested. This should detect the incoming backstab as well from Aziz. And Aziz now has the weapon. So does RVK. And goalie, he thinks he was safe as he peeks that. But RVK shuts them all down.
Easy stuff for them. Too easy. And you can see the chants too in the crowd. RVK. RVK indeed. Matt stepped up and his team needed him the most and also grabbed a thrifty. And on the back of that, they've also managed to save up some key guns. Rafuel once again back on the yob. A big threat now available for Aster. But these shots indeed with the Sheriff, man. Sometimes it can get so tough to counter.
So damn tough to counter. It's been a while since I've seen RVK pick up the AWP, but in eco rounds like those, he will take anything that's required. I'm starting to feel concerned though, Necro. Run it back is available once again, and every time this has been popped in the past, it hasn't been a good news for the side of Aster Army, and it gets popped once again, but this time they deal with them appropriately. Aziz sent back packing.
Nicely done. Kohli. Good kill onto the player in the front. Antidote shut down. 4 on 5 as the Reckoning's now going to fade away. And OG, once again, they get a chance to fight back in this one. They will get a chance to get the territory that they've lost against the opponents. A good shot from Rafuel, but he's got another player up the front. And what a quick shot. A lightning fast shot onto the player. And now it's 1 on 3. Aster Army. Their dreams starting to fade away where it seemed like they had so much map control. But out of nowhere, OG's firepower, they make the map control fade away, just like their lives.
That's great. I take Lungu killer, man. My own style way I take killer.
Antidote with the lockdown. Hear the chants, ladies and gentlemen. You can see in the replay, dude. It felt like Aster Army had a decent amount of map control established, but Aziz and Rafuel, these two guys, single-handedly brought it back. And also that quick shot onto the Viper, which was Doxer. Doxer's really having a rough game. He's only got 1 kill so far and 6 deaths. Not a KD you want to have, especially against a team like OG, and especially in the upper bracket finals.
At least his utility placement has been somewhat on point, but yeah, you're gonna need a lot more than that if you want to stop OG in their tracks. They've already acquired the 6-point mark. Aduka this time though, doing something that he did in the past as well, and every time Aster Army pressure connected, they have found success. But to make up for the lost map control, Tesseract kills one towards A main. Of course, Aduka will exact revenge, and this will further make OG commit rotations. It's now up to Antidote to make sure nobody sneaks past, but he is in so much danger. As long as this turret and alarm bot stays active, it will be fine, but now that it's been broken, Antidote is forced to stay over here. And this reduces the amount of firepower that OG have available towards the site itself.
Oh, OG not able to find the connection, not able to get the clicks down just yet. And the spike goes down to Aduka. This man's firepower has been on point so far. Look at Kohli. Just jiggling his way around on the site. Rafiel once again looking to breach in with the up. He really wants to get his eyes on the territory, and this man is not missing a lot of shots with the up. Kohli, he decides to strike back against the injustice that OG is showing inside the game, but even he gets silenced. And now Aster, as Doxer also needs to face against that lockdown, Rafiel still peeks him. It's not gonna matter. This man has got so much confidence that he's on the Cloud9.
He is indeed on Cloud9. I don't know, someday in the future, hopefully OG defeat the actual Cloud9. But for now, we keep them grounded, we keep them centered on this match against Aster Army. There is one thing that I have to point out though. Aster Army made those connector plays work really well in the first few rounds of this half, but now that they try it again, it just simply doesn't have the same effect, you know? OG have wisened up. They now know what to do if Aster Army try something like that once again. And like I said, these teams are one-upping each other every step of the way.
Look at the amount of kids utilities that are going to be on the way. And Aster Army are looking to flood in. What is going on? Such a ballsy move from Rafiel. And dashes away too, back to safety. This man has got balls of steel. Is not scared of his opponents at all. And Docs are just going for the random spams. He's not able to see anything in the front. Still Rafiel, lightning fast reactions. Kohli striking down, so that's an even trade. But still Aster Army, as now it seems like their plans have been diffused. They will need to reroute and rethink of what exactly they want to do. Kishi's so unaware of the fact that he's also getting pushed in from the back, and RVK seals the deal. There's two players approaching Aster Army. Now they've got nowhere to go, then to go in the front, and that's what they're trying to do. The Nanoswarm's activated in the perfect time. So far, the push is on a stop, and they've got no other option, as they're also going to get striken down from the back. Viper's Pit was used, but that's not going to bring in a lot of effect.
No, the one place where they had an escape avenue, that was towards B-Link, and Marzel gets shot down over there. Even the spike's out of control. It's all up to Doxer now. He's been having a rough game, but he can't clutch out the round. RVK steps up. Even the Viper's Pit did not really help them. You could feel the claustrophobia. Aster Army really were running out of options over there. And even if they stayed inside the Viper's Pit, they can't exactly feel safe, because you had Aziz invading it like there's no tomorrow. And the only little area available to them, the only escape avenue, was to go towards B-Link. And even that fails. Running out of options, running out of rounds as OG steal the lead, and once again it's an 8-4 lead.
Once again, at the start, it starts off this time with a close affair, but then OG, they get the win back in their sails, and they've got the momentum flowing in their way once again. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half is of course going to be such an interesting affair, as Aster Army, they have gotten another round disadvantage, but they will need to bounce back with this pistol round. So we'll be right back.
Hit for my wings, I need my eggs. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you want to game.
The all-new OMEN 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The OMEN 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back into the second half, where it seems like a little bit of deja vu in the first. 8-4 is the scoreline, but this time Aster Army, they're looking to give back a little bit more resistance, as they are going to be shifted on towards the defending side, and OG on the attack. OG back in their prime on the attack. Let's see what they're going to be able to strike down with the firepower.
They may be able to strike down quite a lot of these players from Aster Army, or maybe raise some hell. Probably both, given the way these guys have been playing. But Aster Army, they don't want to wait around and find out what OG have in store for them. They kick things off themselves. They push out of A main, and RVK is there to mark the aggression. In response, OG rush down B main, and you have all the KJ neutral from Kishi present over there. RVK gets overwhelmed. There's way too much heat to handle, and because he sees 3 players pushing in, it's cue for OG to start dashing inside and take control instantaneously. It's the only way they can avoid the backstab. It's the only way they can plant without losing too many members.
Speak of that, and only 18 HP on this player. Docs are approaching, and that one single bullet's going to be more than enough to deal with that problem. Oh no, he actually... He actually looks back at the flash. That flash was not perfect. It was a bad flash, but it was actually so bad that it sort of worked out.
Oh, okay. We don't see people running out of bullets in the middle of firefights too often, right? We don't see people dying due to reloads.
Yeah.
But Aster Army, almost every single time they're able to win the second pistol round, and they're able to keep things competitive, you know? It's all a part of the script. It's all a part to make it a lot more closer. Of course, games this late into the tournament with
this flash was...
yeah.
He looks back at the flash, dude. That flash was supposed to, like, miss, but actually...
ends up working. Yeah. Like I said, it's all calculated. It's all a part of the plan.
But hey, I mean... just like the last game, right? They start off good on the pistol. They start off strong with the pistol in the second half. They will also probably win this round too. And then OG, I guess once again, will try to bounce back in the upcoming bye rounds. But so far, this is at least back and forth. And OG, they're looking to return back the favor that Aster Army is giving them.
Oh, that's a good one. Tesseract creates yet another opportunity. Every single time Aster Army think they've got the lead, OG do something ridiculous to bring it back. And now they know that Tesseract must have snuck past, so they go ahead and exterminate him as well. No sneaking in, no more pests.
Oh no, the presence spotted. And instantly both the Nano Swarms activated too. That was a really good setup from Doxer, but... you know, all it took was one single foot onto the side to activate all of that. AZ is being found. He tried to back away from the danger, but instead he straight up ran into it. And now RVK all by himself with the deadly gun in his hands. This man has proven out to be the Sheriff Demon and is looking to name himself once again. He's looking to stand tall against Aster, but not this time. Doxer's not going to miss.
He seldom does. He seldom does. In this game in particular, he was having a rough start. You know, first half wasn't exactly his thing. But now he's waking up. He better. If he doesn't, then it would be probably the saddest game of his life. He's facing his strongest opponent yet. And there's way too much at stake over here. Of course, stakes would have been higher if this would have been a lower bracket elimination game, but Aster Army getting into the grand finals of this tournament would be probably the biggest underdog story that South Asia has seen.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Oh, run it back used this time. The ultimate's on the back of that. They want to make some entry and some space on the site. But Aster Army making the wide decision, not trying to fight that. But Doxer still was looking ahead to fight that one. And then Raw Fuel was just perfectly able to strike back in time. Nicely done by him. OG creates so much space once again on the A site. And inside this bye round, it seems like Aster Army are going to stand no chance.
absolutely no chance. And just like always, Rafael gets denied the ace. But this brute force attack from OG, this is exactly what I feared. Even last time OG played Pearl, this is exactly what I was fearing, right? Up until a certain point in that game against, I believe it was True Rippers, it seemed like True Rippers were somewhat in control. But then OG started to hit them with these brute force A-side attacks, and then True Rippers just simply could not respond. And I'm starting to see that once again over here. There's a trigger point that OG wait for, and it's here. It has been triggered. Those brute force attacks, they have started, and now they will be relentless. They will rain down upon them.
9-6. And so far, OG, nothing much to worry about as that things
oh no!
in the buy rounds. And this time the bird as well is gonna strike from the top. Rafael able to rain down death and destruction. Also able to get his hands on the better weaponry and looking to just push the boundaries with the Blade Storm. But this time it does not make it back to safety. And Aziz does the same thing on the opposite side. But instead, he gets buried 6 feet under.
Whoa. Alright then. Maybe Aster Army do have an answer to all this aggression. And the answer is a Duka. He makes it all work. Antidote discovered. Oh, the blades miss right above his head, but he has way too many targets. And the Duka finally clears them all. Sheesh. That's one way to deal with the OG aggression. Just give up the side for the time being, knowing that they will push ahead. And it is wise of Aster Army to not stay on the actual side itself. If they did, they would have been dead meat. You see the force just dumped upon them. There's nano swarms towards the other side. There's also a concussion on the backside area. So anyone who actually stays in there is gonna not be able to fight at all. The only way that Aster Army survive the initial skirmish is if they fall back, respect the push, and then regroup in the retake. Hit them as a unit.
True that. 9-7. Aster Army giving a run for their money. And even OG not exactly able to make their journey too soft. Still sort of filled with a little bit of thick and thins. On the other hand, Aster Army, informational peek from Doxer works out. Position compromised, but Kishi still able to return back the firepower. On the opposite side, Doxer gets one down from the flower pot. And OG, not the way they wanted to start this round off. They've at least managed to get the A-side control, but to sustain it with only 3 players alive, it's going to be a little bit of a tough task, but it's still not going to matter because Antidote from the back has still got his back.
Oh, but Kishi still being present over here. I thought he could make a difference, but Antidote doesn't let anyone survive. OG are not taking any prisoners. They're leaving nothing to chance. We've already seen an ace in this match. Does Antidote get another one today? Yep, as he says no, and this time OG are looking supreme. And this is what we've been waiting for, right? These A-side hits, they have so many little variations. It's nearly impossible to adjust to them. I mean, the last time Aster Army were able to win the round, because OG gave them opportunities, they gave them an inch by peeking out towards Secret and towards Flowerpot, and Aster Army took the mile away from them. But this time, there's no overextensions, there's no push out towards Secret. Instead, OG focus on defending Art. And that takes away so many retake opportunities. There's just simply no avenue available to Aster Army to even set up the retake.
(10-7) and a tactical timeout from Aster Army. Starting to lose out the lead. Also, OG, they're starting to build a gap. And you can see Vandalic too. He knows upper brackets mean so much. So Aster Army at least want to give a fair fight to OG, or maybe just take it to the map points. But OG, on the other hand, they want to keep their unbeaten streak alive till the grand finals. And then in the grand finals, it's of course going to be a BO5, so we don't know what's going to happen there, but it will be a hell of a game to watch.
Oh, indeed. That is definitely true. Aster Army now, their backs pushed against the wall as they have this economic meltdown at the worst time possible. This is most likely going to give OG the 11th. and they need something to keep it competitive. And OG, knowing that Aster Army have an eco round, would assume that they're trying to fight mid because it's high tide. That's not the case. But then again, Aster Army needs something unique in this eco round, and maybe that unique could be a 4-stack towards the A site. Well, for now it's a 3-stack, but you know, considering that Kohli's also present towards Art, he can back his teammates up quite well. I would have loved it if there was someone else along with Kohli as well playing towards Art on the back of that turret contact. That would give Aster Army quite a decent fighting chance. But after spending 40 whole seconds, OGC no push-outs from Aster Army and realize it has to be a stack. So where does the stack lie? That's what OG need to find out now. And hence they go on this fact-finding mission. This high tide just about cuts Art. Oh, the trap almost triggered.
Oh, and for OG, it's not going to be a problem at all. A free flow onto the site, just like fluid, straight up just flooding in the site. And Aduka as well gets dealt with in the dugout. OG, they only have dropped a single body so far, and now it's all down to Marcel. Cannot underestimate this player, but it's completely fine. Aziz on the back of that flash gets him down. Nicely done. 11-7. OG running away with a massive lead now, and also looking to push themselves to that map point.
They almost have it in the bag. They can smell this victory. But Aster Army, they still have a chance. Doxer can lock out one of these areas with the Viper Spit. And in case OG hit the other side, which isn't covered by the Viper Spit, they can still use the Reckoning for this retake. Even Kishi is just 1 point away from his lockdown, so things are definitely looking up. They just need to watch out for Aziz's run it back. And he does run it back, but where's he coming from? He's going down to a dart. The AWP that Aduka has, he doesn't find any victims. But look at the amount of area that Aziz has cleared up. He almost got the shot off as well onto the harbor. But the harbor lives long enough to commit the reckoning, and Kichi now strikes back. Good stuff from Aster Army so far. They've repelled the invaders. They've kept OG away from them. But they are still not out of danger. This 3-man unit can still wreak havoc. They can still raise hell. And Aziz shows them exactly why it's dangerous.
2 on 4. 2-man's advantage in the hands of Aster. It's now or never. Stop them now to get the map point. Or if the OG do run on to the map point, you guys know Aster Army won't have the money to buy guns for the next. Shorty pulled out. Aduka looking to put the stop, but unfortunately he jumps into danger himself. And Rafiel and Aziz will also get the spike plant down. This situation now has to be narrowed down to a 2-on-2 scenario for Aster Army. The room for error is next to none. And for OG, there is some available. But Rafiel is able to strike him down with the AWP, and OG are able to just straight up win this round 2 without any struggle, even though they had the man disadvantage.
Raw fuel with raw will and pure skill shuts down this retake. That 2v2, I swear to God, it was never supposed to happen in the first place. Aster Army had such a huge advantage. But as OG recovered control of Art and they tried to venture across Link, everyone on Aster Army started to feel the desperation. They felt the need to make a move and somehow end the round right then and there. And in the process of doing so, Kohli ends up giving away his life. Even Aduka jumps out, hoping to surprise them. I mean, I can't blame Aduka for making that move. He thought they wouldn't look back at him. He thought the Shorty would be able to get the job done. But OG, like I said, there's a divine wind protecting them, and they pull off the 2v4. Once again, Aster Army, they feel the need to make these plays. That's exactly why, once again, Kohli tried to peek out of the Cosmic Divide. But then he wisens up and decides not to do it. He would much rather play with his team on the back of the lockdown.
12-7, the lockdown's about to go! Oh, Rafiel makes it back to safety in the nick of second. But on the other hand, Doxer's not going to be able to do the same. But it's completely okay. 4 and 5. And Aster Army looking to flood in the site. And so far, they've also managed to get one. But again, the instant refrag is there too from OG. Back and forth so far, but OG not able to establish the man advantage just yet. Aduka is on fire, and this man has toned down 2 players already.
No way!
50 HP, Aduka gets the 3rd man down too. Tesseract, the entire wave of enemies in the front, and Tesseract is not able to stop the defuse, and Marzel sticks it.
Tesseract killed everybody in return, in revenge. But too little too late. Asarami sneak away with the round. Like thieves in night, they take the win. But they have a long way to go now. And if it wasn't for Aduka and his heroics, they probably wouldn't even have a leg to stand on. What a way for Aduka to step up. Overextension in the previous round gave OG the map points, but now it saves the day. The Viper Spit too. All that OG had to do was spam down in that area, and they realized that on the back of these ultimates, Asarami are able to win the round. But if OG replicate that same thing once again, they probably wouldn't have the same success. Asarami don't even have the appropriate weaponry to stop them now. They're getting bombarded with Trailblazers, with flashes, with Seekers too. And yeah, they're able to get the kill onto Rothfield, but everyone else is now pressuring them so much. The Pillar player, he is alive for much longer than anticipated. He overstays his welcome, and that gives Asarami something to fight against. Gishi also able to kill Antidote as he's starting to fall back across that wall. Asarami, they don't overextend. They get the spam shots, and OG are falling like flies. That's exactly what Asarami needed to keep themselves alive in this game.
They did. RVK 9 HP. And Asarami just playing this one so safe and sound and disciplined. They're not overcommitting to any angles at all. And AZ's on the other hand, he's really adamant to just peek out and get a couple of kills and also get his team the man advantage back in their hands. But it's a 2-on-4. A single misstep can cost you the round because your teammate does not have a lot of HP. AZ's getting chipped away and picked apart. Asarami, they peek him out perfectly. A good sequence to peek out. And now RVK on the complete opposite side. He will also be able to get the spike plants down, but he's also got some nanoswarms on his way.
Yep, as soon as he breaks that nanoswarm, they figure out where he is. RVK though has to get into these really cheeky spots to get a couple of kills, get an advantage of sorts. If he just stays there and holds his ground, he's definitely going to get flushed out. And this is the perfect flank. The question is it going to be enough? He can definitely get 1 or 2 surprise kills on the back of it. But can he kill the entire force? Nope, not with the poison cloud over there. Aduka will instantly refrag him.
It's crazy that Aduka even thought of rechecking that angle because they just got past that entire area like 2 or 3 seconds ago. But still, Aduka looks back at the flower powder area and decides to clear it out. And now as you do take a look at OG, they're not able to find that sweet success yet because Asarami somehow are barely able to hang on to the cliff, and they're not willing to give away this map of Pearl. And this tactical timeout from OG should be a massive sigh of relief for them, just to catch a little bit of breath in this entire game. And also for Asarami, it should be Vandalic just feeding them a lot of info.
Pressure mounting on. OG looking to deliver the final blow. So far, a lot of things have worked for OG. Their B-side hits have been looking a little shakier than their A-side hits, but that's just the brute force attempts that we are talking about over here. Let's be honest, OG haven't relied on just the brute force attempts now, have they? They're trying to make contact plays too every now and then. And, of course, that has questionable results. So that's exactly why Asarami are even able to survive that long. But Asarami, they rotate quite well. I mean, they rotate quite quickly too. And that's partially why they're able to stop OG in their tracks every time they try to pick up one of those high-paced executes. So both these teams have something that's working for them and working against them. It all comes down to finding out and identifying all these weaknesses, patching up the holes, and bolstering your strengths. But Asarami will have to go from strength to strength if they want to keep their game alive over here. OG once again looking to finish the game off here, right here and now. And this is just one step along the way. They're playing it rather slowly. They're trying to make not a lot of noise.
Placing swarm grenade.
OG. A good reckoning. A good timing on that reckoning too, but I guess someone's going to be able to squeeze themselves all the way to the backside. Good curve to stop all the bullets that will be crossing on towards his way. Marzil on the opposite. 2 players to deal with. He falls down. Good shots from OG. All they need is this round, and I guess it's not going to be that difficult. Seekers on their way to an antidote right in the front, looking to stop all the bullets and all the hate that's going to come onto their way. Aster Army, 1 more to go, as it's in the name of Kishi.
Kishi, he was having an MVP-worthy performance in map number 1, but he cannot survive now. OG are advancing to the grand finals. They've sent Aster Army packing down to the lower bracket, but still, Aster Army can hold their head up high. This was a very, very good fight that they put up. They made OG sweat, and I'm pretty sure that given their current form, they can make Reckoning bleed in the lower bracket.
Reckoning Esports and Aster Army. It will be a hell of a game to watch. And a much more closer affair, that's for sure. But this game between OG and Aster Army in the upper bracket finals, now at least we've found out that OG is the first team to make it to the grand finals of VCSA, as we take a look at the stage and push it on to that for an interview.
इसी के साथ ओरंगुटान जो है they reach the upper bracket grand finale. Lower bracket में कल जो match होगा between Reckoning and Aster Army, yes they do get a crack, लेकिन वो लोग, मैं उनको भी disturb नहीं करना चाहता हूँ, because look at that team. They know they have been the absolute best, but they're not letting go easy, they're not letting up. लेकिन एक second उनका cheer होने वाला है, उसको खत्म करने. OG, you hear the screams, antidote, आइए. Let's just, well, जिस तरीके से हमने इनको खेलते हुए देखा है, yes, please do that. Of course, giving respect to the team that was up against them, Aster Army. Aster Army still can get a crack at Orangutan, but वो होगा grand finale में 10 तारीख को, क्योंकि Aster Army, उनके पास अभी भी एक मौका है Reckoning के खिलाफ. लेकिन antidote, कप्तान, बड़ी ये सारा जो बिल्डअप होता है, तुम लोग बहुत शांत स्वभाव में आते हो, but then you show your killer instinct on the game. यार एक भी मैप ड्रॉप नहीं कर रहे हो. I mean, are you worried that बुरा दिन जब आएगा वो कहीं बिल्कुल लेटर स्टेजेस में ऐसे एंड मौके पे ना आए?
मेरे लिए आज बुरा दिन था, फिर भी हम लोग जीते. तो बुरा दिन ये इससे ज़्यादा बुरा पता नहीं, but today हम लोग अपना ये गेम नहीं खेले. हम लोग ने बहुत मिस्टेक्स किया है, फिर भी हम लोग ने कम बैक करके या जो भी बाउंस बैक करके मैप जीता. एंड आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ माई बॉयज़ एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर चेयरिंग एंड आई रियली लव यू गाइज. थैंक यू.
बात करेंगे, आज तुम्हारे ओनर भी आए हुए हैं टीम के, विल टॉक अबाउट दैट एज वेल. लेकिन लेट्स टॉक अबाउट मैप वीटो जो तुम लोगों ने एसेंट चूज किया. स्प्लिट 1 प्लेऑफ्स में एस्टर ने जिस मैप पे विजय पाई थी, जीत पाई थी, was this kind of a revenge? क्या एक बदले वाली भावना थी?
I mean, वैसा कुछ नहीं, बट डेफिनेटली हम लोग ने उनका गेम बहुत रीड किया था. हम लोग एनालिस्ट जो बैठते, कोच बैठते, उन लोग ने काफ़ी हम लोग को, मेरे को हेल्प करते पर्सनली टू लीड. तो आई थिंक वो पैटर्न हम लोग ने उन लोग का पकड़ लिया था कि वो लोग एसेंट में कैसा खेलते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट एंड एसेंट इज वन ऑफ आवर स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट मैप. सो या व्हाई नॉट.
Listen, and just एक ड्रीम शुरू हुआ था 3 साल पहले, ग्रैंड फिनाले इन बोथ द स्प्लिट्स. ब्रो, कहते हैं कि ख्वाब जब पूरे करने वाले होते हो ना, ख्वाब जो है उसकी सीलिंग और बढ़ा देनी चाहिए. What's the dream now for Orangutan?
To play like we do on the grand finals, and if भगवान साथ है, अगर हम लोग grand final में जीते तो definitely to represent the country, the South Asia जो बोलते हैं अपना जो region है उसको. And you know, बाहर जाके हम लोग जाके उधर we are not going, अगर हम लोग जीतते तो हम लोग उधर जाके डैमेज देने नहीं जाएंगे. ऑफ कोर्स हम लोग उधर जीतने जाएंगे.
लिसन, तुम लोग अब ग्रैंड फिनाले में हो 10 तारीख को. हो सकता है एस्टर आर्मी से मुकाबला हो सकता है रेकनिंग से, बट क्या वो फीलिंग ऑलरेडी आ चुकी है, डूड वी आर द बेस्ट इन द कंट्री?
ऑन पेपर यस, बट यू नो मैं मेरे प्लेयर्स को एक ही चीज़ बोलता हूँ कि यू हैव टू हैव दैट चैंपियंस एटीट्यूड डेफिनेटली, बट डोंट टेक एनीवन लाइटली. So yes, we are the best in the country right now according to the stats and the performance, but we are still humble and grounded.
We are still humble and grounded. Thank you, Andy Road. Celebrate. Of course, लेकिन आज यहाँ पे जितनी जनता आई है, we can't forget them. Orangutan move into the grand finale that will be contested on the 10th. लेकिन एक बहुत special fan कहाँ से? Piyush Jain, are you here? Yes, can we get Piyush Jain on the stage? Piyush, आइए इस तरफ आइए. How does it feel to be in this particular place, knowing that you've just witnessed some really good action from Orangutan?
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैं यहाँ पे आया हूँ. मैं फर्स्ट टाइम आया हूँ पहली बार और कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन टू देम.
तुम किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे थे?
एस्टर को.
एस्टर को सपोर्ट कर रहे थे? वाह भाई, आराम से बोल और ओरंगुटान के सारे फैन सुन रहे हैं. और सबसे फेवरेट प्लेयर कौन था?
अभी दुखा.
तो अभी क्या उनका दुख जाके तुम भी बांटने वाले हो?
पता नहीं क्या होगा.
लेकिन देखो, आज तुम यहाँ पे आए हो, इट्स फाइन, यू आर एन एस्टर आर्मी फैन. लेकिन पहले मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा राइट गेम्स के मार्केटिंग लीड Ashish Gupta ko, who's got something really special for you. Let's go, Ashish! That's huge, man. Ashish, thank you so much. तुम भी बोल लो उनको thank you. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you so much. Thank you, buddy. कोई नहीं, एस्टर आर्मी नहीं जीती, अभी भी मौका उनके पास. अगर रेकरिंग को हराते हैं फिर से तुम्हें ये मैच देखना पड़ेगा. But thank you so much, Piyush, for joining us on stage. Alright man, Orangutan. कहते हैं ना कि स्क्रिप्ट जो है जब अनएक्सपेक्टेड होती है बड़े मजे आते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे फैंस की वजह से, Orangutan की परफॉर्मेंस की वजह से बड़े मजे आए हैं. They move into the grand finale. We're taking a break. Come back shortly.
Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. We're known for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity.